It's Tuesday on Jasiri, and today we're taking our time to sit with stories that remind us why accountability is not just a political word, it's a human need. Now we begin in Kenya, where a new parliamentary report lays bare years of troubling allegations against British soldiers. It's a story about power, silence, and the people who have lived with the consequences in their own communities. And then we bring the conversation back home to Nigeria, where the pain of the Eruku kidnappings is still fresh. Families, are trying to put their lives back together. Communities are shaken, and many are asking, and rightly so, what safety really means when citizens feel unprotected in their own homes. And then we turn to an issue that has lived in the background of our society for so long, and the expectation we place on widows. Why do we insist that women grieve forever? Why is a widow's attempt to rebuild her life often met with suspicion, judgment, or outright hostility? Today, we're pulling the conversation into the light as well. It's a heavy lineup, but these are the kinds of conversations that help us understand who we are and who we still need to become.
Very interesting conversation we're about to have. But before we get into that, let's talk about education at the grassroots level. The Otemu Educational Foundation is launching the next phase of activities that focuses on empowering young learners who are indigent and underserved through innovative educational initiatives. So joining us to discuss the impact of the foundation's work and take us through the activities is Isioghene Eyikimi, Program Coordinator for Otemu Educational Foundation. Isioghene, welcome to Jasiri.
Thank you very much.
Isioghene, welcome. Let's look at the Otemu Educational Foundation, the role you played there, and what even inspired you personally to get involved in youth empowerment.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, there's something that happens with young people who are distracted by survival. It stops you from discovering what you are meant for and what you're about. I mean, we used to say, if you've not eaten, you can't think straight. Mm-hmm. So this is what Otemu Educational Foundation is offering young people, people that are in environments where they've been held bound by financial setbacks. So what we are doing at Otemu is giving scholarships to these people, indigent people, such that wherever you are in Delta State, you're not limited by your pocket. You're able to get education on your platter. And what we're giving is free education from start to finish for your tertiary education, and also empowering them with a stipend so that while you're in school, you're focused. You're not trying to think of how to feed and how to go about. So that's what we're about. And this is very inspiring for me because it gives people a voice. I mean, poverty steals your voice. So having that taken from you, having that burden lifted, it gives you a voice and makes you discover who you are.
Really empowering, Isioghene. But tell us, what challenges do young people in Delta State or indigents of Delta State face today?
Okay, there are different challenges depending on the area of Delta State you find yourself. But one thing is common, there's the challenge of finance, which is almost general, not just for people in Delta State. But there's also a lack of mentorship, such that I could aspire to become a medical doctor, but I seem to be alone. I do not have access to people that have excelled in that field. So Otemu Educational Foundation is not just providing education, we're also providing mentorship, such that if I say I want to study computer science, I don't finish 4 years of my tertiary education and still have to come out to reschool myself before I know what to do with tech. I could finish that 4 years and I'm grounded. I'm ready to face the world with what I've learned. Wow. So we're providing mentorship, we're also providing education.
Wonderful. When it comes to foundations, people like to listen to success stories. Can you just tell us briefly, a success story that you've had since the foundation started, or one who stood out for you very particularly?
Okay, so we just concluded the first set of students we admitted this session that just began in September 2025. And where do I start from? There's a particular girl, she said, this was her 3rd year of writing JAMB. And when she writes JAM, she writes it with the intention that something can happen, not because she has a plan or support to go into school. She just writes JAM that in case something happens, I'll be ready. And she has done that for 3 years. And in 2025, she met with Otemu and she got admitted into the university. She's presently a nursing student at the Western Delta University. And it's so exciting. Another girl also, her story was, in her family, one has to graduate before the other starts.
Wow.
So you have to wait 4 years. When the person before you graduates, then the family could begin to think of, okay, now it's your turn. So in that 4 years, you either go learn something, go
like
be
a trade or a skill, yeah.
Exactly. So for her, it was a miracle. Her parents, they were overjoyed. Initially, they were like, is this real? Is this really happening? Because we're just starting out and they didn't have a story to look up to. But it was real and it happened to her. So those are some of the things that it colors our days when we hear stories like that.
It does. It makes the work very satisfying,
exactly,
and fulfilling. So outside of working with Otemu as a program coordinator, you are also a speaker and an advocate. How do you think that complements the work you do with the Otemu Educational Foundation?
Okay. Now, for me, I'm passionate about people finding their voices. I believe every one of us have a footprint that we're supposed to leave in the sands of time. I also believe that everyone has an imprint of solutions for the world's problem. So having a voice, being able to find it, being able to walk that path, being able to bring it to life, it's something worth doing. It's something worth putting your energy into. It's something worth encouraging and engaging with. So those are the things that fuel me. I like to see young people find themselves. I like to see them discover who they are and walk their path.
All right, so what's next for you and Otemu Educational Foundation? You know, because I hear that the call for season 2 is on now. What do students need to know?
Okay, so that's beautiful, very beautiful question. So we began on the 5th of December, we began the season 2 of the scholarship session, and it's open, it's on the website, it's completely free.
But it's open to who?
It's open to Deltans.
Okay.
Because for every of this non-government and non-profit kind of foundation, you usually have a catchment area, and for now we're starting with Delta State. In the future, we could look at others. And as a matter of fact, we're not just going to restrict it to the higher institution, because we know of course, there are some persons that might not be able to carry through in that area.
So even just secondary school.
And even vocational studies too. So, but for now, what we have for this season 2 is for the tertiary institution, for Deltans, those that will be writing JAM in 2026.
So what are the requirements for someone to be eligible for a scholarship? Okay,
so first thing, you have to be a Deltan. That's very key. And next thing, you have to be writing JAM in 2026, because that is what is required for admission. Then you also have to be open to going to Western Delta University, because that is one of our strategic partners working with us in the foundation also. All right, so those are key things that must be noted. And of course, before you write JAM, you must already have your WAEC or NECO,
all the other things.
all the other things on ground too.
So tell us the website that people can go to and apply, because of course, Deltans are everywhere, just like Nigerians are everywhere.
Yes, and that's why we're here, as a matter of fact. The thing is, you might not need it, but you know someone who needs it.
Yeah.
So it's www.otemueducationalfoundation.org. Otemu is OTEMU. So www.otemueducationalfoundation.org. We're open. It's free education from start to finish.
Wow.
Whatever course you're doing, be it nursing, any of the whatever course you're doing, from start to finish, free education. And we also give stipends. Of the last set, we gave about 400,000 per semester. So it's to empower you, make sure you're not
distracted. You don't need to focus too much on a side hustle to get you through.
Exactly.
And a lot of students are having to
and
do
we're
that.
also providing mentorship so that you don't come out and you're lost. You're looking for where to stand. So it's a full package. And
Thank you. Honestly, very inspiring. I wish I was a Deltan at this moment and just write JAM quickly. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The program's coordinator for Otemu Education Foundation.
Yes.
Well done on the work you're doing.
Thank you.
We wish you the very best. We want to keep hearing success stories.